In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your first $10,000 with your coaching business. And just to give you a little context, in the past 2 years, I've sold over $30 million worth of information online. And the exact system I'm going to be teaching you in this video has taken complete beginners that didn't know anything about funnels, anything about coaching, anything about courses, from 0 to 50K to even 100K to even $1 million a month selling courses on the internet. So make sure you're taking notes in this video because I'm about to give you the blueprint. All right, so on this whiteboard, I'm going to teach you the principles that can take you to $10,000 a month, and these same principles can take you to 100K and even $1 million a month. You just have to intensify it as you go, and I'll explain it. So the first step is you need a irresistible offer, okay? And how do you know if you have an irresistible offer? Well, it's as simple as, is there a competitor already in your niche that's crushing it? And if not, I wouldn't recommend you as a beginner trying to get into the coaching space to just create an offer that doesn't already exist. You want to make sure that there's already a competitor out there that has a proof of concept for whatever it is that you are trying to sell. Now, the fastest way to build up a good offer, to create a good offer, is actually to just use AI. You can simply go on ChatGPT and type in a prompt that says something like, hey, this is my offer using Alex Hormozi's framework in 100M offers. Please make this an irresistible offer using risk reversal guarantees, bonuses, and literally that alone will give you something to work off of. But like I said previously, you want to make sure that there's already a competitor in your market that's crushing it in whatever it is that you're trying to do. For example, I have an Amazon coaching offer. Before I created my Amazon offer, there was already people in the Amazon space making millions of dollars. And that confirmed to me that there's actually a market out there that wants to buy that product, okay? So when I came in, it was likely for me to make a lot of money because there was already a lot of other people making a lot of money, and there will always be more buyers than sellers in any market because there's more consumers than producers. Make sure you have an irresistible offer, and you can use AI to refine your offer and to make it better than what it already is. Now, the next step you'll need is traffic. So it doesn't matter how good your offer is, if no one knows about it, you're not going to be able to make sales. Now, the easiest way to get traffic is to create good content. So most of the people that I work with, they either post on Instagram or TikTok, but it really just depends on where your audience is. So like if you're selling something more corporate, more B2B, your audience might be on LinkedIn. If you're selling something more around trading, meme coins, crypto, your audience might be on Twitter or X. But for the most part, everyone's audience is on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So those are the platforms that I would start. And to generate traffic, I would use what's called the HSO or the HVO framework. And what this simply stands for is hook, story, offer, hook, value, offer. So in the content that you make, you want to make sure that you have scroll stopping hooks. You want to make sure that you're sharing a story that can resonate with your audience. And then you want to make sure that there's an offer at the end. And by offer, I mean a call to action where they can go and learn more from you. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to sell them your course directly in the content. But for example, what we do is I host a live free training every single Sunday. I might make a video where the hook is, here's 3 things that you should know before selling on Amazon. And then the story might be how I messed up because I didn't know these things. And then the offer at the end might be like, hey, if you want to learn everything that you need to know to get started in Amazon, I'm hosting a free training on Sunday. Comment the word Amazon down below and I'll send you an invite. So you want to create content like that so you can attract your ideal audience and you can put them in an environment where you can convert them to a buyer. Because odds are someone watching a 30-second clip or even a 60-second clip isn't going to convert into a customer. They have to watch more content. So you want to post content like this, hook, story, offer content, hook, value, offer content, and send them to a webinar, okay? These are the exact strategies that I use for a lot of my clients. We use webinars and VSLs, but I truly believe a webinar is way better because there's a lot of hands in the pot when it comes to a VSL, and I'll explain that too. So to generate traffic, host good content, and a strategy that you can use too that I've been using with my clients is you can use TikTok as kind of your content dump because TikTok won't shadow ban you for posting 3, 4, 5 times a day. So you can dump on TikTok, and then whatever sticks on TikTok, whatever does well on TikTok, you can take those and post them on Instagram because Instagram is a platform where you won't be able to post 3, 4, 5 times a day. So once you start getting better at content, because keep in mind in the beginning, you probably won't be the best. As you start getting better, whatever starts to take off organically, you can run as paid ads. A lot of people mess up and lose a lot of money because they think, oh, let me just shoot a bunch of ads and then go and spend money on these creatives, and none of the ads actually convert. Whereas if you post organically, and let the organic algorithm tell you what is actually good content, now you have a good starting point to use creatives for ads, right? Rather than trying to guess and spend money on something that you don't know that's gonna work. So now after this, you want conversion. So if you have a good offer and you're getting traffic through organic content or paid ads, you want somewhere where you can convert these cold leads into customers. And the best way to do that is either with a webinar or a VSL. And a VSL is simply just a 15 to 20 minute video where you're explaining exactly what it is that you do and what you can do for the client and how they can work closely with you by booking a call or direct to order form. And again, webinars, in my opinion, are better because they're longer, number one, and the longer the conversation, usually the more the compensation is what I say, because the customer gets to know, like, and trust you more. Whereas in a VSL, it's a shorter conversation, so they're not gonna be as warm. And also, these two things require different skill sets. So for example, if you are good on camera, if you're a good presenter, if you have a lean team, a webinar might be better for you, because on a webinar, you can do a 2-hour presentation, where on that presentation, you're telling your story, you're giving people value, you're taking the person watching from point A to point B, and then at the end, you're just extending the opportunity to work with you closer through a coaching program, mentorship, whatever it is that you sell, right? This allows the customer to go from a cold lead to a warm lead because they just learned for 2 hours from you. And because they've been on there for 2 hours, you can send them directly to an order form. And what I've seen, the sweet spot is for pricing anywhere between $297 to $997. So, and I've tested even higher than $997, but I would say if you're a beginner, test at $297 and then slowly go up. Maybe one webinar you do $297, conversion rate is 10% or more. Then next webinar go to $497. If conversion rate stays the same, keep going up until it dips a little bit. That's what I would do. Now with a VSL, like I said, this requires a different skill set, because with a VSL, usually they're watching a 15-minute video, more or less, doesn't really matter, but usually it's like a 15-minute video, and then they are booking a call. Okay, so I'll put BAC, they're booking a call after that, and they're speaking to your sales team. And the reason why this requires a different skill set is because if you don't have a sales team, then you can't do this unless you're taking your own sales calls, which I wouldn't recommend. But if you do have a sales team, your income is directly correlated to how good your sales team is. So if you don't have a good sales manager, or you're not good yourself at managing your sales team, you don't have a good sales process put in place, you don't have a sales script, you don't have something in place to make sure that you have a good show rate on these calls, then this VSL funnel might not work for you. And again, each one has their pros and cons. The webinar, if you're not a good presenter, if you haven't optimized your webinar funnel to where you have a good show rate on the webinar and people are registering but they're barely showing up, then this won't work for you as well. So you need to figure out what your skill sets are and which one you want to do. In my opinion, the webinar funnel is better because you can go direct to order form, and after they buy, you can sell them on a high ticket. So for example, this is my $30 million funnel, and I explained this more in depth in other videos, but I'll give you the quick overview of what it looks like. I have a webinar funnel and I run ads to this funnel, and I also post organically, and I drive that traffic to this funnel too. All of my ads, all of my organic content goes to this free webinar funnel. When people opt into this webinar, the first thing they see after they opt in is a video of me telling them, hey, congratulations for registering for this webinar. First thing I want you to do is get a free trial of my Amazon software, because on the webinar, I show them how to sell on Amazon, and my software makes this easier for them to do. Now, what this allows me to do is, even if they don't show up to my webinar, even if they don't buy on my webinar, I'm increasing the MRR, which stands for monthly recurring revenue, of my software. And I'm building enterprise value right here, because you can't exit a coaching business. Hormozy did it. It's very hard to do it, but Hormozy also had software. Doesn't really talk about that, but he had software. So here I'm building enterprise value. I'm building something that I can exit in the future. Now, whether they take the free trial or not, doesn't really matter. They go to a thank you page, and on that thank you page, I'm just telling them, hey, listen, check your email, check your text. I'm gonna be sending you reminders leading up to that training on Sunday. And then I also invite them to a free Facebook group so they can all network and get to know each other before the actual event. Then on the actual webinar, I drop a link at the end when I'm pitching to a sales funnel. So on this sales funnel is just my offer, which is a $997 offer. And then they buy that. And as soon as they buy that, they go to a thank you page. And on that thank you page is a video of me saying, hey, congratulations for enrolling into Ecom Degree University. First thing I want you to do is to book a call with our student success team. So as you can see, the sales funnel doesn't stop. First thing that they do is they book a call with my sales team. And on this call, we talk to them about our other programs. And we have a 5800, and then we have a $20,000 mastermind. And what happens is now, instead of just making money right here, we actually upgrade 48% of these webinar buyers into this 5,800. And then we also every now and then sell this 20,000 as well, which drastically increases the LTV of our business. Now, this may be a little bit advanced to you, but I'm sure it gave you some ideas on how you can structure your coaching business, because not having this back end part right here will drastically decrease your sales. And maybe even not having this will make you not profitable, right? Because sometimes you might spend $10,000 on ads, and let's say you only make 10 sales in the webinar, that means you only made 10,000 right here. So you're at break even. So you're turning a break even funnel to a profitable funnel when you still have some motion going on the back end. Now, that same system that I just showed you took David Omari, which you've probably seen him. He sells a YouTube automation offer. He used to just sell people via the DM, book a call. He started running the webinar system, the webinar play, and that took him from 100K a month to $1 million a month. Now, Alexis Mai, you've probably seen her before too. She teaches women how to get into sales. She went from $0 a month because she had no offer, she had no funnel, she had no systems, but just by implementing what I showed you, and she didn't even implement the back end part. She just did the simple webinar funnel to an offer and posted TikToks driving people to the webinar. She went from $0 a month to now she does anywhere between 50 to her first month, she actually did over 100K, but I'll just put it at $50,000 a month as average. And I even took someone like Carter, who teaches people how to save money on taxes. Okay, a lot of you guys think that you're in a niche that's not profitable. This man teaches people how to save money on taxes. That's a very small market of people that want to pay to learn how to save money on their taxes, right? So Carter went from 100K a month when he first met me to implementing this system, and now he's also doing over $1 million a month. And I personally took my own business to over $2.2 million a month using this business model, okay?
Now, if you want help implementing this system into your business, I do have a program called Modern Day MBA. Check out the link in the description down below. I'm hosting a free training very soon where I'm gonna be teaching course creators just like you how to scale and how to hit those 6-figure months.